So you can speak to him? We did not have anybody come back out. Okay. Yeah, I'll put him as part of our report. That way I can get to call his name. How's that, Dave?
Then we're good.
Okay, thank you. For the record, Randy Russeloff is not here tonight. He's on vacation. All the other members are present. Can I have the approval of minutes December 3rd, 2018, please?
So moved.
I have a motion. I need a second.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Bill payment of December 17th, 2018, voucher number 201-82449 through 201-8255 with a total amount of $356,220.69.
So moved.
I have a motion.
Second.
And a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Let's move on to Mr. Godfrey. We'll start with you tonight. How's that?
First, I'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday on behalf of our chairman, Keith McNall, and all the legislators in Ottawa County. Also, I have had all the information on the town board on the budget this year. The best budget I would say in the last 25 years, I believe. Really, in town, all the services remain the same. We have stayed underneath the state tax cap that the governor has imposed upon us. But if you look across all of the towns and the levies that the county levies to all of the towns to make up the budget, you can average somewhere over 2.5% lower than it was last year. So I know that every day all those statistics and making sure that the town board pretty tough budget, but 45 years I gotta say pretty confident that we're on the right track. Well, Merry Christmas, and if I have any questions, I'll glad to take those.
Any questions for Dave, folks?
Right.
And happy holidays to you and Merry Christmas. Paul Siegman, Highway Department.
Not much, just a reminder. The chipper was out last week. We had some stuff that was snowed on. They're going to try to get out again before the snow starts. If you have brush, don't put it out. If it's out now, we'll get it. But if it hasn't been put out, if you hire somebody to cut a tree down, make sure that they have a chipper, because when you hire somebody to, or have somebody cut a tree down for you, they are supposed to be chipping the brush, not dragging it out to the road. We've had several residents that had to go out and restack the pile because the company they hired just threw it every which way, and we're not picking it up. It takes too much. The guys end up hurting their backs and everything, tearing it apart. Leaves, we started our last trip. Hopefully the snow stays awesome so we can keep finding them. They'll be done with that by the end of this week. If you've got leaves and you want to put them out, I tell you, put them in a bag and throw them in the garbage, because we won't be back around after this. It's getting too late in the year. I know the snow is going to finally get here and not go away, and then you're going to be stuck with it all covered up again. That's all.
Thank you, Paul. Richie Donner, please.
No report.
Thank you, Rich. Mike Rinaldi, Recreation Director. How you doing tonight, Mike?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Not as good as David's shirt, though. I just got some
Wait,
program.
Mike, I want you to know he won a contest with that shirt.
Congratulations. I just have some program totals for registrations in the year 2018. So baseball and softball, t-ball, we had 66 registered. Coach pitch, we had 101. Baseball, 51. Softball, 102, for a total of 320 for the baseball and softball season. Boys and girls basketball, just the league, doesn't count the clinic. We had 81 boys, 33 girls, for a total of 114. Tennis camp, which was a 7-day outdoor camp at Fairmount Park, we had 18 registered for that. And then so far, year to date, we have 151 5 to 12-year-olds registered at the youth center for any program like the Nerf Nights, Escape Room Nights, or just our nightly program itself. And then we started pickleball last winter. We currently have 68 participants registered for that program, so that really jumped up pretty good. And on the last two I got, Fairmount Park Activity Days, which is camp rerun at Fairmount Park Mondays and Wednesdays in the summer from like July to August. We had 48 registered for that, and then in summer camp, we had 93 registered for that camp too. And that's not all of our programs, but that's the bulk of them.
Great.
That's all I got.
Thank you. Any questions for Mike? Thanks, Mike. Lou, Anastasia, you have anything tonight, Lou, or not? Yeah, well, I understand he is home from the hospital, and that's good news. So hopefully he'll have a speedy recovery and take a little pressure off of you. Huh? But thanks for your efforts, Lou. I certainly appreciate it. Assessor, Richard Growley. Do you want to walk down and tell me you have no report? Bridget gets a little nervous when she has to get in front. Constable.
Well, the only thing we continue to get going on right now is the overnight parking. So we got guys out. I know Constable Slater was out the other night and rode 20, and there was like 18 the night before. So we're posting it. All he talks about it. It's in the papers. And we're all doing it. So we're going to continue to write tickets. So we don't had no set night. So there's no pattern. So if you think we're only out on the weekends, or it's all over the place. So.
What time at night are you going out for these tickets usually?
They're up by 2.
2 o'clock in the morning?
2 to 6, yeah.
Wow. Midnight shift.
I hope you're not riding on Christmas Eve. There'll be cars all over the place. Okay, Brian, while you're up here, one of the things that the town board is considering, and it's a consideration, we're possibly looking at having security at the town hall. We're giving it some deep thought. We haven't made a decision yet during the daytime hours. We've had a few things happen that have made us aware, and it's a possibility. Thanks, Mike. Anything else?
No, I'm just saying it.
And Arlene is sick, but we have Judy Blake here. Judy, thank you for coming in. Have anything to report tonight?
What kind of things did you report?
Well, and we're going to meet, was it Wednesday? Wednesday. So we'll talk then. But welcome and thank you for helping out until Arlene comes back. I certainly appreciate it. But we'll talk Wednesday about some of the things that go on with the seniors. How's that? Look forward to it. Thank you. Tim Zuber, Wendell Engineers.
Thank you. We just have one thing on our agenda this evening, and it's our planning board summary. So I'll start off. The first meeting was the November 21st meeting. First item on that agenda was a special use permit for the Frontier Fire Company. The applicant requests a special use permit for the installation of an electronic message display sign for the fire hall at 2181 River Road. A public hearing, which is required for the special use permit, was held. 3 members of the public were present and were in favor of the sign. The planning board subsequently issued a negative declaration under seeker, approved the special use permit with noted conditions, and then approved the site plan with noted conditions. The second item was special use permit and site plan for Borrego Solar Systems. We've talked about this a lot for the past 9 months or so, but the applicant proposes to construct a 6.3 megawatt ground-mounted utility-scale solar energy system at 2469 Lockport Road. The system will generate power and transmit it to the grid. The panels will be located in the middle of the 72.25 acre property, and will be split with some panels on the north side and some on the south side of the NYSEG and Niagara Mohawk right-of-way. The planning board issued a negative declaration under seeker and subsequently approved the special use permit with several noted conditions, and then approved the site plan with noted conditions and contingent upon engineering review and finalization of the pilot agreement. The last item on that agenda was a special use permit for Just Moto. The applicant proposes to lease space and operate a motorcycle repair shop in a portion of one of the existing buildings at 7330 Town Line Road. This use is allowed in an M1 zone with a special use permit. The applicant was advised to visit the town website and review the site plan application and special use permit guideline materials. No outside improvements are proposed. The applicant was advised of several items to include with their next submittal, and no action was taken. The next meeting was December 5th, and the first item on that agenda was the Just Moto project again. And at this information, the planning board reviewed new information that was submitted by the applicant and scheduled a public hearing for December 19th at 6:45 p.m. No other action was taken. The second item on that agenda was a preliminary plat for Wheatfield Crossing subdivision. The applicant proposes to subdivide a 52-acre parcel into 73-lot single-family residential subdivision. This subdivision parcel extends from Shawnee Road to Town Line Road, and it's just north of Slazaric Road. And it's configured to meet the existing rural residential or RR zoning requirements. The proposed main road runs east-west to the subdivision and would have 2 stub roads on the north side. 71 lots would be accessed by the new roads, while 2 lots would front on the Town Line Road. Several items will require a study and review for this subdivision, including agricultural district lateral restrictions, drainage, traffic, and downstream sanitary sewer capacity. The applicant was also informed of recent changes to the town code regarding lighting districts and street and traffic signage. The applicant was advised to verify setbacks, especially along Shawnee Road, for 65 feet, prior to their planning board recommending the project to proceed to the town board for coordinated review under seeker. So no action was actually taken. The next item was a site plan for the Summit Outlets, which is phase 1. Don, you were just talking about this a little bit earlier. The applicant has combined their Niagara International Sports and Entertainment project with the Big Thunder Brewery and Sports Bar / Dinner Theater project, and is now calling the development Summit Outlets. Phase 1A of the project will be the sports field houses, and phase 1B, will be the brewery and sports bar dinner theater, which is where the Toys R Us area was. It will also include updates to the building facade at that location, outdoor volleyball courts, an outdoor patio, and an outdoor lounge house / bar. The applicant was advised of many items required for site plan review. As the combined project now exceeds 10 acres of disturbance, it's considered a type 1 action and must proceed with a coordinated review under seeker. The planning board did motion to begin the coordinated review upon receipt of the full environmental assessment form and an overall site plan, but those have not yet been received, so no other action was taken. The last item was a site plan for a commercial building. This applicant proposes to construct a 12,033 square foot commercial building at 7386 Shawnee Road. This is on the northwest corner of Shawnee and Captain's Way. If you remember, as part of that subdivision, the 2 corner lots were restricted commercial lots. The parcel is zoned restricted commercial, and use of the space must comply with those RC zoning requirements. The applicant was advised of items to address, including a 30-foot rear yard setback, coordination and approval of a new entrance from Shawnee Road with the DOT, and Niagara County Planning Board review. No action was taken on that item. Yep. For this commercial building? It's really to build a shell building that'll then be fitted out with businesses. They're just going to have to comply with, yes, whatever they propose to go in there after they get the shell built is going to have to comply with the RC. Yeah, or hairdresser or those RC uses. So those are all of our items from that. Any questions?
Any questions for Tim?
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Motions, Matt Brooks.
Okay, first motion we have is from the Highway Department to authorize the provisional appointment of Gary Zymek to the position of Road Maintenance Foreman Supervisor effective January 1st, 2019 in the Highway Department. Said position was created by the Wheatfield Town Board on September 10th, 2018 and is subject to job specifications for the Highway Department, subject to Human Resource Department approval. The position is competitive, and an exam on the position is scheduled for later in 2019. Furthermore, the rate of pay for said position is amended from the amount resolved on September 10th, 2018 to grade 13, step 3, which is $25 per hour for 2019.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Yes.
Now, what, he has to finish in the top 3. This is an exam he has to take?
Yes.
Promotional exam?
Yes.
So, okay, so there's not gonna be a whole lot of people that would be taking this. Okay, thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next motion from the Water and Sewer Department and the Town Attorney to authorize the Town of Wheatfield Water and Sewer Department to issue a refund in the amount of $1,734.65 to Andrew Schlack of 2435 Lockport Road due to an overpayment of said amount because of an issue with the department's software.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next motion from the Budget Director, be it resolved that this town board does hereby approve the following 2018 budget transfers for the general fund, highway fund, and sewer fund as follows, and those are as presented in the motion package.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Then we have a couple of supplemental late motions. This one is from Recreation Department. It is a request to purchase a new Salt Dog 2 yard stainless salt spreader for a 1-ton dump truck for a cost of $4,925 from Niagara Truck Equipment. That's it.
Moved. Questions? Okay.
How many bids did we get on this? Did we contact many people or no?
I only contacted one, and because the one that we had broke, so that's all I did.
Okay. I just wondering if this is a decent bid or if you shop around and get something.
But Mike, I mean, you need this to replace one that broke?
Yeah, the only now is plastic, and then where the hooks are, when you tie it down,
Yeah.
it's crap,
Okay. So essentially, it's an emergency repair. It's something he's got to do. So, do we have a motion?
I guess I would suggest just put that in the motion if it's an emergency due to the old one breaking.
Good idea. Do I have a motion? Okay, second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, another supplemental motion. This is from Councilman Doctor and the Town Board. Whereas the Town of Wheatfield has received correspondence from National Grid indicating the estimated annual charge for street lighting for 3 sample LED streetlights of varying wattage to be placed on the town campus property, and whereas said correspondence from National Grid indicates that National Grid requires a town resolution anytime a change will be incurred for a municipal street lighting bill, and whereas the town is currently investigating and researching the advantages of switching town lighting to LED streetlights, and whereas the Town of Wheatfield would like to view a sample of various types of LED street lighting on the town campus to make an informed decision whether LED street lighting is appropriate for the Town of Wheatfield, now therefore be it resolved that it is approved that the town supervisor is authorized to enter into an agreement with National Grid to provide for 3 sample LED street lights of varying wattage in the parking lot of the town for an estimated annual cost of $348.20, and the town supervisor is authorized to enter into any agreements necessitating said LED light installations.
By this motion, this is strictly for the 3 light. Doesn't lock us into anything in the future, correct?
Nope.
Okay. I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
The last one. And one final supplemental motion from the town supervisor and town board to authorize and approve changes to various sections of the Town of Wheatfield Personnel Manual as described on an attached modification sheet. Said modifications are effective as of the date of approval of this motion.
Motion, please.
So moved.
A motion. I'll second it. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, I have no further motions.
Larry Hellwood. Thank you, Larry. Kurt.
Yeah, so we actually already have one of our LED samples set up in the parking lot, so folks, if they're parked in the back, along the back, you'll notice that one of them looks a little bit different. It's a little bit more of a clear light. I'll reserve my opinion about it until everybody gets a chance to go out there and take a look at it for themselves, but that's one sample. We're getting 2 more set up, as per the mission that we just approved tonight.
Kurt, can we label those lights so that when people do compare?
Yeah.
Okay,
That, eventually once I get the other 2, we'll,
We'll probably get even plastic placards indicating the.
Yep.
Okay, be great.
And then, the other thing real quick, so the comprehensive plan task force, just a couple of highlights I wanted to point out from 2018. We had our first ever, volunteer recognition event this year, which was a big success. Also, for the first time ever, we had a table set up at the Wheatfield Family Picnic, and I think that helped increase, visibility and awareness of the good work that our volunteers do. Some of the highlights of the things that the volunteers did this year, and there's just too many to mention, so I just have a couple here that seem to rise to the top. That would be number 1, the solar law. It was something that the task force volunteers pushed forward, and this year the town was able to leverage that, which was really important for us, so that was a big win. And also the disaster management group updated all of our disaster procedures. So, God forbid if anything does happen in the town that's considered an emergency, everybody knows exactly what to do, which is important. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Kurt. Kathy? Right down the line here.
Okay, I received, sample tax bills today, so the county will start printing tax bills, and I should have them within the next week or so. So tax bills will be going out shortly.
Lucky us.
Sorry.
Gil?
I have some correspondence from, Burkle's Fire Company. They'd like to add Scott Wilson to their active roster, and they'd like to remove John Gulagowski from their active roster, and I'll make that motion.
Motion and a second, all in favor, favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Opposed, motion carried.
I also have correspondence from Adams Fire Hall. They'd like to add Kevin Bainbridge and Max Laurie to their active roster.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
And that's it.
Okay, thank you. I would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. It's funny, this time of the year, there's a lot of people that are alone and a little bit sad. So if you have someone that you know that's maybe a little bit down, reach out and help them out over the Christmas holiday. It is a special time of the year for family and friends. And again, I wish everybody a merry, safe, healthy Christmas. One of the things, as far as disaster preparedness goes, I met with Mike Zarbo today, and we did some brainstorming. And it's something we have talked about, and I was involved with disaster preparedness many, many years ago with the initial disaster preparedness schedule. And we've been kicking the can down the road, and I think we have to go forth and come up with a workable plan, maybe a space here at the town hall. But it was a good meeting with Mike Zarbo, and I'm going to discuss with the town board next week some of the proposals that we discussed for their approval. But and of course, the department heads will be involved too. And that's all I have. Any input from the public related to anything we spoke about tonight? Okay. Our next meeting will be January 2nd, 2019. Which is a reorganizational meeting. And our next regular town board meeting will be January 7th at 7 o'clock. And that's it. And if there's no public inputs, can I have a motion to adjourn, please? Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.